Hello. As you can tell, I'm a little bit sick, but I wouldn't let that stop me from bringing you that Christmas spirit. Every year before Christmas, I get overwhelmed by the feeling that I need to buy more and more. I don't know about you, but seeing all those Christmas ads and Black Friday sales, or sales in general, make me feel like a gift is only good if it's expensive, or if there's a lot of them. And don't get me wrong, I still buy my close family members gifts, as you can see, like all around me. But this year I wanted to add a little personal touch to some of them. Because I'm a fan of homemade gifts, and I like to believe that the people that will receive the gifts I will show you in this video are as well. All the gifts I will show you in this video are either standalone gifts or can be added to a gift basket. The challenge I personally set with what is happening? I think it's a brain fog from the virus I caught. The challenge I personally set myself with this, all of the gifts I will do in this video are made with ingredients or materials I already have at home. So yarn, so I'm talking like paper, paint, yarn, or like scraps from whatever. Because my craft box is already full enough and I don't need the 100th crafting supply. But regardless if you have these things at home, all the ideas I will show you are rather inexpensive. They just need a little bit of time. Quick disclaimer before we get into this video to all my family and friends. Watch this at your own risk of being spoiled. First up, and probably the easiest of all of them, homemade vouchers. They can be used for anything. I just used some of my watercoloring paper and looked up some references on Pinterest. Here I made one for a breakfast date and a cozy cabin evening with puzzles and board games. You can either chuck it in a pretty envelope or you add it to a gift bag with the favorite snack of the person receiving it. This ties in perfectly with the next idea, which are homemade cookies. This is a personal favorite of mine. I always love to receive them, just check for allergies first. My family and I have designated cookie boxes, or cookie tins that we use for this, which get returned as soon as they're empty. But you could also use some food safe bags. I like to use these for everyone outside of family where I know that I probably won't get the cookie boxes back. Not a fan of cookies. First of all, who are you? But second of all, maybe I can interest you in some homemade granola. Also super easy, and I only used ingredients I already had at home. Some oats, leftover ground nuts from the cookie baking session, vanilla, cinnamon, some almond butter, and some olive oil. Then I packed everything until my kitchen smelled good, added some leftover chocolate chips, left everything to cool, and then transferred it to a pretty jar I used for last year's granola batch. I think I also added some roasted nuts later on. To make it look nice, I used some packaging paper I saved, drew some Christmas patterns on it, and then tied it around the lid. Super easy, takes an hour max with baking time. And it looks really cool. The next few ideas require a little bit more time and a lot more materials. One thing I saw on Pinterest was a felt bookmark. I just used the first reference that comes up when you search felt bookmark. I cut out 2 pieces, traced the pattern on there, and used my huge collection of embroidery thread, or yarn, I don't know how you call that, to stitch the pattern. Depending on how much experience you have with embroidery and how many stitches you know, this can go by really quickly or it can take a few hours. This idea originally came from a brainstorming session with my mom, because we were talking about how I could make my Christmas tree a little bit more cat safe, because they are really playful and quite young. And one of the ideas we came up with were felt ornaments. Once again, I searched Pinterest for cute motifs, and I found 2 I really like, which I eventually combined into this cat. This basically works the same as the felt bookmark. Embroider whatever you want on there, then stitch it together, fill it with whatever you have on hand. I didn't want to buy filling material just for this tiny little ornament, so I cut up some knitting yarn. It turned out so cute that I actually wanted to keep it. Same thing as before, put it in a gift box, wrapped it up with some DIY wrapping paper, and it's ready for Christmas. The last gift that I want to present to you was the most difficult for me. But since I made it, I use it daily now. And it's a crochet lip balm holder. For me, this was the most challenging one because I'm not an excellent crocheter. Crocheter? Is that a word? I'm not good at crocheting. I only ever did like super simple ones, like little blankets or... No, that's it. Little blankets, which is like the easiest form you can do. And I followed a YouTube tutorial for this. And I was super confused at first.
What? I'm so confused.
I even had to start over at some point. After a quick break, I tried again, which I didn't film because I thought this project was doomed to fail and would probably not make it into the video. But this time it worked so well that I was so happy with it. I packaged it immediately and have no footage of it. Once you get the hang of it and you know what you're doing, this is a fairly quick craft. It took like an hour or so. This is the one I made for me. I added a little key ring and now I just clip it to the inside pocket of my jacket, and so I have my lip balm always with me, which is super convenient. And these are all my gift ideas. Some easier than others, but we like a little challenge, which brings me to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will cut this footage and upload this video as soon as possible, so you can get it for Christmas, otherwise this video would make no sense. And I hope I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas!